everyone. Like the gentleman said, I'm Luka. I'm coming from Kraków, which is a Deutsche Telekom early stage investment company for Central and Southeast Europe. Very briefly, we invest money, early stage, A round, and we do partnering with startups for the telecom. But that's not why I'm here. I'm here. Everybody asks me, Luka, why does a telecom or anyone for that matter wants to do venturing? And this is the reason. And this is available and this is real in every other industry. So by 2012, from 2012 from today in 2018, there is more than 386 billion US dollars removed, destroyed from their revenues. So startups like Viber, WhatsApp, Snapchat removed this from the market. And guess what? You heard about this? Sharing economy? This is interesting. So in 2015, you have big taxi companies that got completely destroyed by a small company called Uber. It is the world's largest taxi company that owns no cars. No cars. Facebook, again, you had Financial Times, New York Times, all these media owners. And Facebook, the largest media owner, creates no content. People create it for them. And they slice it and they sell it to someone else. Alibaba. Have you heard about Alibaba? Of course. The largest retailer. You combine every single retailer in the world, and they're bigger than that, owns no inventory. Zero. They have zero stock. The same thing with Airbnb. I'm here in Kiev with Airbnb. My friend Maciek hooked us up. But the same thing, the largest hotel chain owns no real estate. It's amazing. These new business models are happening. Why? Because there is the old world and there is the new world. And there are small, agile, fast, smart people building new businesses, empires on top of other people's business models, other empires' business models. It's a little bit, do you see the picture? You know what's the movie on the picture? Which one? Back to the Future 2. So Back to the Future, and that's my favorite movie since I was a child. You can't see it very well, so I'll try to run you through. So when I was 6, it was, do you know what's the year in this slide, in this scene? 2015. So what did they promise us in this movie? Powerboards, hoverboards, flying cars, all of these very cool things. 2015, I saw only one flying car. And significance of this picture is, when I was a kid, I imagined 2015 is going to be amazing. We're going to have, all the world problems solved, flying cars, nuclear power in every house, and la la la. And this is what we got. Significance of this picture is Google Glass, Oculus Rift, which is cool, but what can you do with it? Not too much. The same thing is with these things, wearables. You have smartwatch, you talk to it, you answer your phones to it. Again, nice, but not something groundbreaking. And this is the point. I was somewhere here, so this is the timeline of my life. I was born here, 1980. Apple just started. The whole personal computing revolution just started. And every single instance of this was completely normal. First time I discovered internet, it was 2094. Oh, no, 94. I was 14. I was completely blown away. And then I imagined that the next 5 years are going to be like the Matrix. It was before Matrix, but like the Matrix. And guess what? It didn't happen. So what happens right now, you are all thinking everything is set. And everything that we do is predetermined, and everything there, Facebook is going to be here forever. Yandex is going to be here forever, and every other big company is going to be here forever. Guess what? Every single of these big companies is either dead now or starting to decline. So to illustrate what 8 years can do for transforming the world. I'm not talking about one country. I'm not talking about one industry. I'm talking about completely changing the way that we think, the way that we work, eat, drink, find our wives and husbands and everything else. So 2005, this is the inauguration. This is St. Paul's Cathedral. The German Pope, what's his name? I don't know. Nobody knows. So the German Pope, inauguration. The funny thing about this picture is there are actually 2 phones, and they're flip phones. 2 phones, 2005. Who remembers 2005? What was 2005? Everybody remembers. So 2005 was a cool year. I was 25. I actually don't remember too much from it, but I know that the phones were not something, that was so common, especially not smartphones. And this is what happened in 2013. So the new Pope, completely, I mean, there is not a single person here, they're even taking, pictures with iPads. Completely transforming everything. So it's not only kids, it's not only younger generations, early adopters, it's our parents, our grandparents. Who has a grandparent or a father or a mother that are older and they're using WhatsApp or Facebook or something like this? Okay, good. So next year is good, everybody's going to raise their hands. Why? Because that's the thing. So this is, how many people were on the square? Almost 1 million or more than 1 million? And all these flashing lights, they're not candles, they're not cigarettes, they're mobile phones. This is how it changed. Now it's completely normal. Who has a smartphone here? Raise your hands. Good. So it's a funny question, but if I asked that 5 years ago or 3 years ago, it wouldn't be. Or maybe 10% or 20% of it would be, it's connected to this. So this is a disruption. Telecom company, like electric company, everyone else builds infrastructure. Infrastructure costs a lot of money. So that's a big entry barrier for anyone else. And then the small company from San Francisco and Eastern Europe comes in, and this is called, have you heard about FireChat? You know what's a FireChat? So it's a small application that helps these people when dictator or anyone else shuts down the internet. It happened everywhere. Egypt, it happened in Turkey, it's happening right now in Turkey, a lot of protests, and then the dictator says, listen. So they're communicating with this, devil thing called Twitter, let's shut down the internet. And then these guys came in and said, listen, here's an application, you download it, and these million people communicate without any internet. They create their own infrastructure, their own network. And it's happening not today, it happened a year ago. And it's going to happen more and more. So something like this, is it the next big thing? Nobody knows, but everybody's willing to try. So this is the reason why it's happening. This is the reason why this conference is almost as big as a rock concert. So going 15, 20 years before, conferences were not this big. There were trade shows and there was stuff like this. This is a general technical conference. But when I was a kid, if you wanted to be cool, you would learn how to play a guitar. If you don't know how to play a guitar, then you play the drums or the bass or you sing. So today, if you want to be cool, what do? You build a website, you start a startup. What do? I have a startup. What do? Facebook for dogs? Yeah. So this is the thing. It's also connected to one thing. When I was a kid, we had posters on the walls, like singers and stuff like this. And I have a sister, when she was 17, I entered into her room and I was completely shocked because I found 2 posters on the wall among the others. And guess who these 2 persons were? And it's not Justin Bieber. Who was on the wall? Steve Jobs, Zuckerberg. So I was going inside, I said, why do you have these, old, ugly people on the room? Okay, one is young, but he's also ugly, but... So why do you have them on the wall? She said, because they're cool, because they're making a difference, because they're changing something. So that's the thing. This is, again, in this moment, there are more mobile phones than humans. More mobile phone. If you ask my father, this is the end of humanity because machines will eat us alive and everything is going to be depersonalized. So, do you know a funny fact? Which country in Europe has the largest mobile penetration rate? So, mobile phones versus humans in Europe. Take a guess. Britain, UK, Netherlands, Finland? No. Montenegro. Montenegro, the mobile penetration rate is 175%. So it's a small country of 650,000 people. So a funny fact, another one. Highest speed of internet in Europe is in which country? Germany, Poland, Finland, Estonia, Romania. Romania, look it up. So the fact is, the more developed the country is, doesn't guarantee anything. It guarantees saturation. It guarantees status quos. everybody thinks that, Facebook, that's it. What's coming after Facebook? This. So do you know what's the amount of data storage right now in the world? Give me a number. 1 billion trillion, close. It's 4.7 zettabytes. I have no idea what this is, but it's 7 billion zettabytes. The funny fact is, it doubles in 2 years, 18 months. It will double. And then in 2 years, it will double again. If you print out every single thing storage right now on an A4 piece of paper, it would reach the moon and back. And guess how much of this data are we using right now? The percentage. Give me a percentage. Less than 1%. Less than 1% of this data is utilized for something. Imagine that. And imagine what kind of power, electricity, infrastructure you need to uphold this. Imagine it. Can you see the opportunities here? Or are you like my father who's going to say that, this is the end of us, rise of the machines? This is actually a slide that my father sent me. It's a funny clip, and he's always, joking with me. Hi, Luka, how are your imaginary friends from Facebook? Because you have a lot of friends. But this is the thing, and I always tell him the same thing. Listen, Dad. So it took Facebook 10 years to reach 1.3 billion users. The whole network of Facebook, including WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook Connect, chat, is 2.3 billion users. It means that third of the world is connected right now, can interact within microseconds. It's unprecedented in the world so far. Never, ever. But you know what? What's going to happen next? Is it the far chat is going to be next big thing? Maybe MySpace 2? Who remembers MySpace? Everybody. Who uses MySpace? Oh, there is one. Good. They're still alive. So that's the thing. Everybody thinks, it's a given situation. The graph that I showed you, now everything is set. And these guys coming before us, 5 years from now, in 1998, they had it all coming. If I was, 25 in 1998, 99, I would be a billionaire. Guess what? Now you have a chance. You don't need to look at Ukraine or US or Israel. There is a big thing called Europe. I love the thing that Mark said. Europe is bigger than US. Bigger in terms of people, purchasing power, number of phones, anything that you can imagine. There's so much opportunity. And there's this thing called the European Commission that gives out money for startups. Amazing. This thing is like a very big trend. And, people call it gimmicks. It's a gimmick. Nobody wants to use it. It's something that's going to die out. Take a look at it. For me, personally, this is profound. This is the reason why technology is invented. So, you know what this is? It's called a MIMO. It's a, I don't know what's it called, body for the child. It tracks vital signs of a baby. Has some sensors, heart rate. Do you know what's a sudden death syndrome? So it's a condition that out of, 1 or 2% of every child born up to 6 months just stops breathing at a certain point. You don't know when, you don't know why. We still don't know why. With all of this technology, it just stops breathing and dies. And this thing tracks the monitors and sends you alert. Listen, this is going to happen, or it's happening right now. You get an SMS or a call. Run and you can save it. So this is the reason why wearables, why this all IoT, cognitive, connected, is built for. To save our lives, to enrich and power our lives, to save us seconds, minutes, hours, avoiding doing all these routine tasks for something else. To think about new opportunities, to think about what can I do and not to copy someone. What can I do and it's not Uber for Ukraine, or it's not Facebook for dogs or rainworms. What can I do to change something that matters, to save someone's life? I don't think that these people, even thought they were going to save lives. They're going to track the babies, monitoring, and then they found out, listen, there is a big, opportunity here. That's my favorite. So, connected, automated home. Since I'm coming from this, we have been, we're been listening about this connected, automated home. So, 5 years. Next year is the year of connected home, just like Linux. Next year is the year of desktop Linux. So one thing, who bought a TV set here in the room in the last year? A television. Okay, so, and I'm guessing it has a connection to the internet. Okay, So if you, a new one, yeah. So if you try right now, you cannot buy one that doesn't connect to the internet, doesn't. What happened with me, a year ago, I bought a new washing machine because the old one died. And it's funny, it's LG, it's a mid-range, it's not expensive. And basically what happened is, when it finishes the cycle, it sings you a song. Cycle is over, you know, you can take the... So I got a call from my wife and she says, Luka, you know, this damn machine, it doesn't work, it's broken, we need to call the repairman. I said, you know, why, what's happening? I pressed the machine has 2 buttons, play and stop, nothing else. So I'm pressing play and singing some damn song, I'm going to, you know, kill it. Let's call the repairman. I say, okay, let me, you know, try to, I go online, I Google, and say, oh, download this application. And she downloads the application, and I tell her, listen, press listen, and then press play. And she presses play, and you know, the machine sings its song, and the application says, it's an LG application, says, the door is stuck. Unstuck the door. And she opens the door, and there is a sock in the rubber. And she unstucks it, and closes. Yeah, that worked, super. So, you know, I scratched my head, and I come back home, and I was like, okay, why? And I popped the hood, and in the hood, I see a USB port. And I was like, why would I have a USB port in my washing machine? I checked the manual, and it says, you can, you know, plug a USB Wi-Fi stick and connect it to the internet. And I said, no. Why would I do that? Why would I, you know, my dirty laundry on the internet? No way. So, but the, you know, moral of this story is it's happening right now. We are not noticing it. It's happening right now because for us it's a completely given situation right now. This is the thing. And this is what every single big company, government has failed so far. Adaptability. Every single one. So Nokia, who remembers Nokia? What are they called now? Good. Palm? Palm? The same thing. Yeah, Nokia. There is no Nokia. So, but every single big one, MySpace, Google, Tesla, everyone else, it's going to end and somebody's going to kill them. If you're adaptable, you die. It's not about who's smartest. You can have triple PhD in, I don't know, whatever you want. If you're not adaptable, you die. And that's it. That's the whole moral of the story. There are so many opportunities, so many things that you can do instead of building something that copies something that matters, something that will change someone, change the way, save us 1 second for the rest of our life, for every day. Count how much time that is, that we can use for something else. And basically that's it. This is something that we built together with a couple of our friends. So this is the reason why I'm here. This is called Challenge Up, Internet of Things Accelerator in Kraków, Budapest, and Berlin. If you want to talk about it, you can find me later. Thank you very much.